Impressive price action coming out of CRTD, considering the bearish news we got from Fed Chair Jerome Powell suggesting a continuation of rate hikes, right? So let's go ahead and validate what could be happening for the following sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again on this Taco Tuesday. This is ARCa coming at you with a CRTD technicals and raw price action thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the charts. Okay, so we are looking at CRTD on the daily chart here, and please remember that this is the chart that we've been looking at in reference to a broadening descending wedge. Okay, so very important things to notice here. Okay, let me just go ahead and get rid of our EMA 7, but just know that we are looking at the EMA 7 as a form of support right now, and we did bounce right off of it and continued onwards, right? So let's just block the visibility here so we can get a little bit of a cleaner view, right? So please notice that we actually broke out of this wedge, right? We came up and realized its topside target, just like the playbook suggests, and we came back to validate or confirm the newly converted resistance into now a form of support before an upside continuation. Okay, so the very important thing here is that we've reclaimed the outside of this wedge. Okay, so it's critically important that we do have that here. And the reason why I'm saying this is because if we face resistance from this trend line, likely we can find a continuation to the downside. Okay, so we are following the geometrics very, very nicely here. We are resisting from a very critical area and supporting from another critical area. Okay, in particular here, please notice on the daily candle, today's candle, that we actually bounced not only from the EMA 7 in the daily, but also from the 2-spot 618 at 25.46. You see, we got that bounce, and then we actually are now sitting at about 26.71. Please take a note here and reference volatility versus momentum on the daily, because this signal has essentially fired. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying that is because we have now a contraction phase starting from critical volatility, which is located within or at the 90%. Okay, so now we're starting to contract to the downside here alongside stochastic momentum giving us an upside pivot. Okay, so this signal is absolutely fired. This oval is very important here. Okay, so we are absolutely suggesting an upside continuation on the daily for CRTD. Let's move on to the next chart to see how we can validate. Okay, so yeah, please notice right here. Please notice on the 5-day, okay, that we are in the process of reclaiming the outside of this macro scale broadening descending wedge. Okay, so it is, I mean, the price action and volatility is kind of indicating that we are suggesting a break outside of this newly converted, what was reclaimed failed as a support and now as a resistance. Okay, so it is indicating the shorter time frames that we are essentially going to break out of this channel here and then convert this newly converted resistance into a support. Okay, before a continuation to the upside. I'm sorry if that last sentence was really redundant. It was on autopilot. It was zombie autopilot, man. If you guys know that band, not the band, the song band Unearth, whatever, it doesn't matter. So yes, now referencing the hourly chart is very important now because we have converted the SMA 10 as a support. Okay, so converting that SMA 10 as a support is very important because as you can see here, as soon as we did fail it, we used it as resistance several times throughout the last 2 days. Right, so now we are above it. Very hopeful that we can use that as a form of support before a continuation to the upside. Okay, so let's move on now for CRTD on the RSI. Let's see what it's got for us. Okay, so referencing the immediate short-term time frame, 30-minute. Please notice that we are crossing above the 14-day simple moving average, which, by the way, we've been below since let's see, Friday, March 3rd. Okay, so definitely a few days of bearish on the 30-minute right now. We're finally crossing above it and converting two areas of support. First of all, the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile and the 14-day simple moving average located right at that area. So if we do have a slight pullback, we have that as a saving grace for us. Okay, so please notice on the bi-hourly time frame that we have absolutely used that 14-day simple moving average, just like we talked about, and also the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. Now we're facing that upside. Okay, so very good, very bullish price action there as well. Okay, so now referencing the 8-hour, we have a small pivot here, but when we are very close to this gravitational zone, of the bear weakness and the gravitational zone of the bear strength, very likely we can face some consolidation. Okay, so and it's honestly, it is kind of expected, especially after that Fed Jerome Powell testimony today. So now let's go ahead and notice that the daily is suggesting a little bit of a pullback here, but very, very, very good that we have that 14-day simple moving average and the gravitational zone of the oversold percentile as a form of support. Okay, so that's definitely looking good. By daily iteration suggesting a little bit of consolidation here. Consolidation. Why? Because we're near the gravitational zone of the bear strength percentile. We have the 14-day simple moving average above us in the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. Very likely for us to find resistance from those two zones there. Then we would find support from the gravitational zone of the bear strength and then onwards, right? So we can definitely see some sideways trading coming in, but from the shorter term time frames, meaning almost, I would say, let me see the 12-hour. I would say, okay, there we go. I would say almost all day tomorrow could be a green day for CRTD. Okay, so it's very good. So the shorter time frames are essentially going to be the reason why the higher time frames get manipulated or affected to that upside. Okay, so this is very good. So if we do face an impulsive move to the upside, definitely expect. Absolutely expect. Let me just give you a shorter target. Okay, so I'll do it from the current day. Swing high to swing low fib, right? So let's just look at it like this. There we go. Okay, so if we're looking at an upside continuation for tomorrow, let's now, let me see what we have here. So, oh my goodness. All right, so there are two areas that I would like to focus on. Okay, first of all, a geometric resistance. We're sitting at about 2671 right now. Okay, so a geometric resistance can be faced at 3067. Okay, but that would be a natural area for us to pull back. Let me see if we have any moving averages near that area. Okay, as I doubt it because the price action still is so inflated. Okay, so yeah, wow, very nice SMA 10 support touches right here. Okay, I love it. This is still validating support here. Okay, so yes, geometrical target at 3067 to pull back and test our one spot 272 at about 2947 in the range of about, I would say, 30 cents to 2947. And then continuing on to the upside to face resistance from the space of about the 2 spot 272 at 3294 and our top side of the previous demand zone, which would be about 3319. Okay, so very possible for us to face that upside. Okay, upon touching that area here, we would likely retrace back and test either the 1 spot 618 or the 1 spot 272 at 2947 in preparation to continue onwards and upwards. Okay, why am I saying that? Well, it's probably because of this price action that's happening right here. Okay, something similar to that, and then we would continue, right? So basically what I'm saying, right? So there you go. Okay. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good for CRTD. We definitely got those signals to the upside from volatility versus momentum, so I'm liking the price action. Okay, you guys, please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever, okay? I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be just fine, okay, you guys? But please refer to the links in the description below where you will find Discord and Twitter. But with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.